Hi, I'm Faith Finholm, and I am the grants manager for the Genesee County Land Bank. I work on demolition grants and grants that involve environmental cleanup of contaminated properties in and around Genesee County. And I just want to talk a little bit about our demolition program today. Many of the properties that we receive come to us in blighted and unsafe conditions, and they are often contaminated with things like asbestos and debris, and sometimes they can have critters that live in them. And we are always seeking funding to help address those situations and help support neighborhoods, because we know that it has a great impact as we remove blight and unsafe structures from communities.
Well, it was a lived-in structure in 2009 for a while. There was a very great man that lived there. He took immaculate care of his house. A tree that was like super huge fell into the front of the property, and he was unable to get help through his insurance to fix the cover the cost of the damage. So he moved, and it's been vacant since 2009. It's became a site. The backyard was full of wildlife and growth, because nature takes itself back over. And I've reached out to lots of people, because not just the property next to me, but all kinds of properties around here are vacant and people dump on them. And so it's a constant problem for residents around here. We try to see the good in everything and keep everything clean around here. So we make projects throughout each summer. That was a big reason for why I pushed for demo for it, because he only had these walls to look out. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with the property next door, but I would love to have a nice garden and expand my garden from around my house. The people here, we all get along pretty well. We all have a mutual respect with trying to keep it decent. Everybody around here has been here for a long time, and they take pride in where they're at too, so it kind of works. Well, I hope that I can be an advocate for other people around me. I've actually been working with the City of Flint and the Neighborhood Engagement Hub with trying to put together a plan for land bank properties to encourage people to either purchase or lease and maybe maintain. We're willing to help them get it to maintainable conditions to where we can spread it, hopefully, and the more hands, the better. And I really hope that I can advocate for people like myself who had a house that was there for 12 years to not have to look at that next door to them.
Hi, I'm Nina Woodall with Mott Park Neighborhood Association. We are talking about the property that's on Marquette that was tore down this summer. It has been on a list for over 5 years. There was a fire, so it's right in the middle of our neighborhood, so everybody that drives through our neighborhood sees the burned down house, and it was an eyesore for everybody to look at, not only when they come out from their houses, but also as you drive through. Any new people coming in, that's the first thing that they see when they came into the neighborhood. So the house on Marquette that was burnt down was demolished this summer via the land bank. Now, since the demolition, when you drive into the neighborhood, you don't see a burnt down house. You see a lot that is growing green grass. And when my neighbors walk outside their houses, they see a better view, and it's more pleasant for them when they come to sit on their porches. The demolition had made a big difference, because not only was it an eyesore, but it brought not only blight, but people were squatting in the house. So we took that entity out of our neighborhood to kind of help it a little bit safer to be in the neighborhood, and it looks a lot nicer.
Hi, my name is Edna Sabuco. I'm a resident of the East Side neighborhood here in the city of Flint. I've been fortunate to purchase 2 lots from the land bank. The one was directly next to my own property, and it allowed me to expand my yard, and that's been very helpful to me. Coming from a farming background, I like to have a little bit of land to call my own. I bought the second lot next to that. The house was decrepit, it was falling in, and the land bank was kind enough to come in and raise it. Blighted properties have impacted our neighborhood in such a sorry way, and they bring the values of our homes down, and that is never a good thing. With those properties gone, the values of our homes go up, we feel better about ourselves, the probability of people keeping their properties up better are much improved. We have had a number of properties in the neighborhood raised by the land bank. They were in various states of, well, they just weren't in very good shape. We still have a few left, but the land bank is working on them a little at a time as funds become available. And of course, they take care of the most derelict properties first. And I'm thoroughly pleased with what has been done in our neighborhood by the land bank itself. It makes Flint a whole lot better. That's the best way I can put it.
So the land bank receives properties after tax foreclosure. Most of the properties we receive have been vacant and abandoned for years before we receive them. The majority of the structures we receive are in need of demolition by the time we accept them. So we have demolished more than 8,500 properties since we formed in 2004. 196 of these were completed this past fiscal year. So despite the progress we have made in eliminating blight in Flint and Genesee County, we still have more than 1,700 blighted houses in neighborhoods that are in need of demolition. We know that many of these houses are burned and pose an immediate threat to neighbors. Eliminating hazards in neighborhoods is a very high priority for the land bank, and we are committed to finding funding from any and all sources. We look forward to the possibility of securing funding from the City of Flint, Genesee County, the State of Michigan, and others in the coming year to demolish these blighted structures.